Hello, everyone. Welcome to some Hatha Yoga on Monday afternoon. It's always nice to start our week with some focus on yoga, all aspects of yoga. Hatha Yoga, meditation, pranayams. We do it all to get us centered and focused and open. So today, as we do our poses, we're going to particularly focus on stillness because that is what the word asana means. It means stillness. And in order to have a deeper experience of yoga, whether it's in meditation or in our poses, we have to achieve a certain amount of stillness. So as we hold each pose, we're going to try to be as still as possible. We're also going to be working by your request on the outer side of the hips. That's an area where a lot of us get really tense because we do spend a fair amount of time in a seated position. So we'll be working on that as well. So if you're ready to begin, let's just start palms together in front of the chest. And let's put our awareness in the heart center along the spine behind the heart with the third eye between the eyes just above the eyebrows. And just letting ourselves feel completely at peace. You're home, you have nowhere to go, you have nothing to do, but be very still and focused. Great, let's start with Tadasana. So we're going to balance our weight between our toes and our heels, adjust our abdominal area. We're going to bring our arms up, palms facing up. Then slowly lower our arms, turn our fingertips in, adjust our chin, feeling aligned and nice and straight and focused. Let's try to just pause here for a moment, being as still as we can possibly be. Nice. Now we're going to move into 4 full yoga breaths. So we'll bend forward, exhaling completely. As we inhale, we're filling our lower, middle, upper portion of the lungs, coming up onto our toes. And as we exhale, we'll completely empty our lungs, coming all the way down. And now 3 more at your own rate. Again, holding really still as you pause. And now let's do a half moon. So we'll bring our arms up, left hand in front, cross palms, lock thumbs, stretch up on our toes, back down on the heels, and bend to your left. This is great for opening the outside of the hips, also all the way along the side, which if you're tense here, you're going to be tense there. And we'll come back up, stretch again, back down on our heels, lower our arms, and pause. And now the other side, this time right hand in front, stretching up on our toes, back down on our heels, and bending to the right. And then we'll come back to center, stretch, back down on our heels, lower our arms, and pause. We're going to do a tree variation. This particular variation helps to open the outside of the hips. So bouncing on your left leg, Bring your right foot up next to your knee and your palms together in front of the chest. And then we'll come out, release our hands, release our foot, and pause. And now the opposite side, so balancing on the right leg this time. Left foot comes up, palms together in front of the chest. And then we'll release our foot and our hands. Again, pausing. Right, be really still in the pause. And now we're going to do a side triangle. So stepping out with your left leg, bring the arms up. And let's bring our left hand down to wherever is comfortable. Opposite arm is up. Bring our arms up, turn our foot in. Let's arch back gently. And then bring our feet together and lower our arms. And now the opposite side, so stepping out with the right leg. Let's bring our arms up. Right arm comes down, left arm is extended. And we'll come back up, turn our foot in, another gentle arch back, feet together, lower our arms. And now we're going to do a warrior with our arm over our head and our forearm on our knee. This is to really open up the side. So stepping out with your left leg, bending your left knee, forearm on your knee, opposite arm over your head. You can have your hand palm down or palm forward, either way. And come out, we're going to straighten our leg, lower our arm, turn that foot in, feet together, and pause. And now the opposite side, stepping out with the right leg, bending your right knee, forearm on the thigh, opposite arm over your head. Again, the palm can be facing your screen or facing the floor. And then we'll come out. We're going to do an ankle twist next. So coming up onto your toes, bring your arms up, and we'll twist to the left. Twists are great for opening up the outside of the hips. Back to center. We're going to come down on our heels, lower our arms. We're going to pause, have that nice stillness. And now the other side, coming up on the toes, twisting to the right. And back to center, back down on our heels. Now let's step to the back of our mats. We'll do a jackknife. Bringing our arms up, lengthening our spine. Coming back down on our heels, bending from the hips, lowering down, and then just hanging there. And as you hang, try to be more still than you've ever been before. Just try not to move around much. Now we'll grasp our ankles, calves, and knees, draw our head in a little closer. And then release. And then palms together, coming up bone by bone, very consciously. Be nice and still in the pause. And now let's move into a backward bend. So you can do it standing or coming down onto your knee. So stepping forward with the left leg, down on the right knee, shifting your weight forward and arch back. And then we'll lower our arms, readjust our balance, standing up. And now back onto the left knee, stepping forward with our right leg, shift the weight forward and arch back. And we'll bring our arms down, readjust our balance, stand up. And you can stay at the front of your mat. We're going to do salutation to the moon. So let's begin. Our arms are apart, arch back, and then coming forward, fingers and toes line up. Coming down to a squat. And then stepping back with your left leg. And we're going to stretch. And then arch back onto your left knee. And then stretch forward again. Turning onto two knees. And arch back. Spreading your knees apart. You'll slide up into a cobra. And then we're going to come all the way back onto two knees. Coming up, arching back. And then we'll step forward with our left leg. We're going to stretch. Coming onto the right knee, arch back. Coming forward, we're going to stretch again. And then bringing our right foot forward, coming into the squat. Bring our heels up. And coming all the way up, arch back. And palms together in front of the chest. And we're going to do the garland pose, which is really great for outer, inner, any part of the hips. You want to keep your shoulder blades low and back. And you can make mudra with your thumb and first finger on your thighs, or you can bring your hands up or make the mudra in that position. And then straighten your legs, feet together. Now lying down and resting in Savasana. And when you're in Savasana, you want to try to be really still today. Just try to, if there's a ankle or a wrist or a finger that itches or wiggles, just try to say, just for this little bit of time, let's just be really still. Okay, you can sit up now and face your screen. And we'll keep working on the outside of the hips and our stillness. So let's bring our feet together for the butterfly. And hands underneath your feet, and let's flap. And then we'll hold still and bring our nose toward our toes. And then sitting up, extending your right leg, bringing your left leg in for a half butterfly. And then grasping your foot, and we'll rotate. And then cradling your leg, let's rock. And then we'll lower that leg and we'll switch sides. So we'll do the half butterfly with the right leg. And then straighten that leg, we'll rotate. And then rock. And now let's bring our feet together again and bring our nose toward our toes. And then sitting up. Now we're going to do a head of the cow, but we're not going to do the arms part. So let's bring the left leg underneath, right leg crosses over the top. We're going to bring our arms out in front of us, but spreading them far apart. And back up. And then we're going to switch. Opposite leg goes on top this time. And again, we're going to come forward, arms apart. And we'll come back up. Now let's do a head to the knee. So we'll start with the right leg extended, left leg in towards the thigh, remembering our upper back. Crossing our wrist, rotate the ankle a few times in each direction. And sitting up, palms on our thigh. Inhale, nice deep exhalation, sliding in, head towards the knee. Now we're going to do a variation. So bringing our right hand underneath our ankle or thereabouts, opposite arm over our head. And then coming back to the original position. Sitting up. Opposite side. Lower the upper back again first. And then rotating our ankle a couple times in each direction. And then sitting up, palms on our thigh, moving in at your own rate. Now let's do the variation. Left hand comes under the ankle, opposite arm over our head. And back to neutral position. And sitting up. Back to cross-legged. And then we're going to do a twist. So keeping the right leg straight, left leg crosses over the right. Right arm comes around to grasp the left leg, ankle, left arm behind us, looking over our left shoulder. And then we'll untwist, straighten our legs out. Now the opposite side, so keep the left leg straight, right leg crosses over the left, left arm comes around to grasp that ankle or foot or whatever is comfortable, right arm behind you, looking over your right shoulder. And then we'll untwist. And now lying on your back, we're going to do a head of the cow on our back. So we're going to be on our backs and then picking your knees up, crossing the right knee over the left, grasping your ankles, bringing your legs closer to your chest. And then we'll lower our legs, we'll straighten our legs to pause. Now bending our knees, picking our knees up. And this time, opposite leg is on top. Grasping our ankles and bringing our legs in closer to our chest. And we'll straighten our legs out again to pause. And we're going to sit up. And we're going to move into a pigeon. So bringing the left leg so that it's across in front of you, extending your right leg behind you. Both palms on the mat, looking up. And then sliding forward. And then walk the hands back up. And then come up into the firm to pause. And now the opposite side. So coming forward, bringing the right leg up this time. Left leg is extended, both hands on the mat, looking up. And then sliding forward, forehead up towards the mat. And then we're going to come back up, coming back to the firm. Now we're going to move into the lizard. So coming forward, bringing your left leg forward, your left knee is bent, right leg is extended, both hands next inside your left foot, looking up. And then bringing your leg back for the stretch. Coming back to the firm. And now we'll come forward again. This time we bring the right leg forward, right knee is bent, both hands inside the leg, looking up. And raising my back, stretching back again, forehead on the mat. And then coming back to the firm. And now we're going to do a half spinal twist. Twists are great for opening the outer area of the hips. That's why we're doing a lot of them today. So we start with our legs in the upside down V. Right leg comes underneath the left. Left leg crosses over the right. Bringing your right arm around to grasp that foot. Left arm behind your back, or making the fin, or hands through your legs. And then we're going to untwist and pause. And now the opposite side. So both legs in the upside down V, bringing the left leg underneath the right, right across. Up, and you can bring your arm around to grasp that right foot, right arm behind you, or sliding your hands through your legs and looking over your right shoulder. And then we'll untwist. And now let's come back to the firm. And we'll do a child's pose and then a hare. So dropping your forehead to the mat. And then bring your head in a little closer to your knees. Grasp your heels with your hands and raise your hips. And then lowering yourself back down to the child's pose. And then coming back up into the firm. And now let's do a camel. So coming up onto your knees, curl your toes under, grasp your heels and push forward, or just pushing forward from the lower back. And then palms to the chest. And if you like, palms above your head. And then we'll come back down to the firm. And now let's slide up into a cobra. And we'll come down when you don't need to use your arms, bring them to your sides, forehead to the mat, and then turning your cheek to the mat. And let's do a bow, so forehead to the mat, grasping your feet in your hands, and then lifting your torso and your legs. And then lower yourself back down. And then you can roll over onto your back. So we're going to do a supine spinal twist first. So bending your left knee, bring that knee across your body to the floor. Left arm is extended behind you, looking over your left shoulder. And then bringing your left arm over, bringing that knee back to center and straightening it out. Bending your right knee. Bringing that leg across the left to the floor. Right arm is extended behind you, looking over your right shoulder. And then bringing that right knee back to center. Straightening both legs. I'm going to do a twist with both knees, but a wide leg one. So bending your left knee and then your right knee, but they're spaced apart. So your right foot almost touches your left knee. And we're going to extend our left arm and our right arm. And you can look over your left shoulder. And then over your right shoulder. And then bring your head back to center, bring your knees up straight, and then straighten your legs. And now the opposite side. So we're going to bend our knees. We'll bend the right knee, left knee. There's a nice big space between them. Arms out. We're going to look over the right shoulder first. And then looking over the left shoulder. And then bring the knees back to center, lying down, and you can prepare for deep relaxation. Let's start by rubbing your palms together briskly till they get warm, and then palm your eyes, and then lower your arms to your sides. Inhale, tense your arms and legs, lift them an inch or two off the mat, and then exhale, let them flop down. And we're now getting into a state of deep, deep peace. And let's do this by relaxing our bodies part by part. So let's begin by visualizing a beautiful white light. It's soft like a mist. Very gently, it surrounds and supports your body. You feel light and free, as if you're floating on a cloud. This beautiful soft mist now fills the toes of your left foot. Push your foot, calf, knee, thigh, and hip. Your left leg completely relaxed. Very gently now, the mist fills the toes of your right foot. Push your foot, the calf, knee, thigh, and your hip. Both legs completely relaxed. This loving mist fills your abdomen, bringing peace and calmness to your chest, your heart, your lungs. Very gently now, the mist begins to fill your back. It starts at the lower back and moves all the way up to your upper back. The soft mist now fills and relaxes the fingers of your left hand and fills and relaxes your forearm, your elbow, your upper arm, and your shoulder. Very gently now, the mist fills the fingers of your right hand, relaxing your forearm, your elbow, your upper arm, and your shoulder. Both arms completely relaxed. Very gently now, the mist fills your neck. And it brings peace and calmness to your jaw, your teeth, your tongue, your lips. Fills your left eye, your right eye. Goes around to enter your brain. Filling all of your brain cells. Fills and relaxes your thoughts, your feelings. This loving mist now moves out to touch every hair on your head. The entire body is now completely relaxed. This leaves your consciousness free to expand. It expands first to fill your room. It expands to our community. It expands throughout the country. It expands throughout the continent. Expands beyond all the continents, expands beyond mountains, beyond trees, expands to the galaxies, expands beyond galaxies, beyond, till the entire universe is but a speck of light in one tiny corner of your infinite peace. Enjoy. Now bringing your awareness back from the universes, back from the galaxies, all the way back to your body. Returns first behind your eyes, flooding your face, neck, and throat with renewed vitality, renewed consciousness. Moves down the left arm to the fingertips, the right arm to the fingertips, down the back to the hips, into the heart, lungs, chest, abdomen, left leg to the toes, right leg to the toes. Feel your fingers and toes. And then inhale, stretch your arms above your head, tense. Exhale, roll your arms, relax. And then rolling over to one side. Sitting up, facing your screen. And we'll do just a couple of breaths to make sure we're fully energized and back in our body, ready for the rest of the evening. So we'll do a short and long breath through the nose, and then a short and long through the mouth, making a ha sound as we exhale, like this. So let's do 5 of those. Great. Well, hopefully you had a lot of stillness today, a lot of openness, and you're feeling very refreshed. So thank you so much for joining me. And for those of you who can stay, I will turn the recording off, and if you like, I'll turn the cameras on. Ciao.